All right, everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Rockin' Dave from Southwest Florida. I'm gonna see if I can turn this camera on. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. I don't know. Look at this. See, there goes my hand in the way. All right, I'm on my way to my gig down here in Pine Island, which is west of Cape Coral, which is west of North Fort Myers, where Deb and I live. Yeah, sorry about that, guys, if this comes out a little bit funny. It's raining down here right now. The place I'm on my way to is called Tarpon Lodge. I did a video and I posted up a few days ago, called Restaurant Gigs. And today happens to be April the 10th, 2018. And so far, so good. We're doing really good with the gigs. So this is just a couple of days after. I was at this place last Thursday that is, and yeah, just wanted you guys give you an idea what it's like. It is pretty down here, but then it rains down here like anywhere else, and then this is what you have to deal with, but some of the roads are real nice. So anyways, I wanted to make another statement about getting the gigs and being persistent and all of that. Yeah, just be patient, and you stay focused. And even if you have to do a day job or something, don't look at that like it's a bad thing. Sometimes you need to supplement your income, and look at it this way: you're that strong of a person and a musician, yet you can handle it. And look at reality. You don't want to take yourself to the poorhouse. It doesn't mean that you're not good and that you won't be able to get gigs. Of course you will. It just means you're smart. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of great musicians that are starving, living out in the streets. Don't need to be another statistic and add to that statistic, or however you say it. Sorry about that. Oh, here we go. There's a part here where it's like the bay or golf area. See, I'm still getting used to everything here. I don't know if you can see that. It's part of the, I call it the ocean. It's kind of the Gulf. Yeah, this would be part of the Gulf of Mexico. Well, now you're seeing trees and bushes. So, just passed it. Look at that. See? Anyways. This might be an area where you could see. Yeah, see? There it is, the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, so, and then there's the restaurant right up there, Tarpon Lodge. Ain't that nice? Yeah. I go on at 6 o'clock tonight. Okay, I'm going to turn this camera. Well, maybe I'll leave the camera where you can see this. Yeah. There's Tarpon Lodge, 1926. Guess that's when it was established. Okay, so anyways, there I am. Yeah, you have to be persistent when you get the gigs, but you have to be smart too. You can't let yourself go to the poorhouse. And you're gonna see ads, maybe on Craigslist, or you might get someone try to tell you, no, you don't have to do a day job, or you don't have to do this, or you don't have to do that. Do what you need to do. As long as it's legal and it's moral, what's wrong with that? There's too many people giving bad advice out there, and I don't know, maybe they don't have experience in all this or not, but the cost of living always goes up. A musician's salary never goes up. I don't care what anyone says. That's why you put the tip jar out there. And sometimes you make more money than other times. Sometimes a place could afford to pay you more than others, That's why I really don't use a whole lot of really expensive gear. I make do with what I have. And I do have some nice gear, don't get me wrong. But the years I've been playing guitar, and I started playing in 1974, and it's 2018. I'm going to tell you, I've heard every story possible and had virtually every promise broken, pertaining to making it. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. You know, if you're a good musician, you can make anything sound good. So therefore, I'm not encouraging people to be super cheap and buy stuff that's going to fall apart. But don't take yourself to the poorhouse because someone told you, in order to do this the right way, you have to, invest all this money and this, that, and the other. You know what? Unless they're walking in your shoes, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's the reality, So be smart about it. Now, again, getting back to the gigs, like being persistent, and give it some time. I usually call, wait a week, do a nice follow-up call, maybe wait another week, another follow-up call, then maybe 2 weeks out, follow-up call, then maybe a month out. I always try to be polite, just so then they get to see that they're knowing who I am, and they know that I'm being polite and all this, that, and the other. Um, and again, just like I said, don't ever get discouraged. Don't ever let anyone just pull you down. But just find ways around things to make it come out to your advantage, because everyone's situation is different. What works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me. And again, I have to just touch a little bit on this. When you see these ads that they might want you to join a certain organization and there's a fee. Well, okay, you could do that because there are some organizations, and justifiably they might have fees, but really look into that organization. And if you could get gigs without that organization, then don't spend your money. But if you feel it's going to help you, by all means, go ahead. My wife and I, when we came down here last July, the end of July, we joined the Cape Coral Chamber of Commerce in the second week of August or something like that. And one of the ladies that's a chamber member, just fairly recent, like about a month or so ago, we were playing the farmers market. And she told my wife, she says, I've been with the Chamber of Commerce for 25 years, and I've never seen anyone come down here from out of state, hit the music scene, with music, hit the music scene as hard as you guys and start getting the gigs. And a lot of people have been asking me, how are you getting all these gigs so fast? It's being persistent. You got to hustle. It's a saturated market wherever you go, so that's a given. But you do have to hustle, down here, down in Florida, because there's a lot of competition, and it's a tourist state, so that's just how it is. But if you join an organization and they're not going to do anything for you, then when you go to renew, you may want to think about that, or before you join. And it's a lot of these music organizations, and I'm not trying to bash anybody, so I know that kind of sounds like contradicting myself here. But the reality is, when people start telling you, you do not have to get another job to supplement your income because you'll be taken away from your creative side and that, let me give you some advice that has worked for me. Maybe it won't, it might not work for you. If you ask 10 other people, you get 10 other, versions of this, sides of this, But if your personal life is kind of crappy, what do you think your professional life is going to be? So in other words, if you're financially in a hole, how do you think you're going to survive out there when the majority of gigs, no matter where you go, they pay you $100 per person, depending on how long you're playing? Sometimes it's for 2 hours, sometimes it's for 4 hours, and you are one of many musicians in line, let alone guitar players. There's no shortage of guitar players, I'll tell you that right now, that are standing in line waiting to get that gig that will pay $100. And usually you're going to play on the weekends. You might get lucky to play during the week and during the day. So you'd have to look up those gigs, and I've done those a lot of times before, They are out there. But at the same time, don't be ashamed that you have to supplement your income. Because I've seen where people would get so down on themselves thinking that this is the end. They got to get the day job. And wow, it isn't the end. It's just the beginning if you think about it. Because you'll be able to be financially set. Plus, here's another thing. as far as the exposure thing is that people like to say, we'll give you the gig for free, it'll be exposure, you know. We have YouTube now, and there is a lot of great stuff I'm seeing on YouTube. Recently, as this video is going to go up, you know, under the title of Real Live Gigs, I'm starting to, how I call it, friend people and, you know, make comments on YouTube. I am totally new to this stuff, so I apologize about the picture being kind of dark. I don't do any editing. I just don't know how to do that as far as, you know, on the computer is concerned. But anyways, there's a lot of great musicians putting up videos on YouTube, and if you think about it, they don't have to take their gear out. They don't have to put wear and tear on their car. They don't have to drive through rain or snow, you know, bad weather, and then, you know, drag the equipment out and things of that nature, risk getting into an accident, you know, all this other stuff. I'm not saying it's not worth it, you know, doing the live show, but what I'm saying is we have another platform, and it is so cool to see that. I just made recent friends with a guy named the Joe Wentz Project, and I think he's a great guitar player, and a guy named Jim Guidry. Him and his son, they put up YouTubes. They're just jamming in their house, and I think it's great, man. You know, it's totally inspiring. And of course, you know, Shane from In the Blues, the Tone King, give you one of those bad boys, my friend. And Anton's music, you know, Chappers and the Captain, you know, Lee. And let's see, a guy that has GitCon, and there's a few others. Oh, our metal stage, and sorry if I don't remember everything right now. But the point is, these are great people, great performers, and yeah, they are professional, and I think they sound great. So what? They're not playing out there touring. In this day and age, man, I'm telling you right now, it's rough out there. My wife and I was doing that, and I call it like the road shows as opposed to tours. I was never signed to a major label or anything like that. We've done all our road shows self-funded, and sometimes we'd be sleeping in our car, yeah, because we were watching our expenses. See, I'm very fortunate, very blessed, because my wife is very smart with spending money, and that's the key. Watch what you spend. Don't try to live like a rock star. You will need that day job, because you will burn through what little money you will make so fast trying to live like that. It won't be funny. So I hope this is not too long of a video. I don't like to blab too much, but I just try to share my experiences. I've been gigging for a long time, doing this professionally and semi-professionally and all that. So I've got a lot of experience, and the thing is, I hate to see people being taken advantage. And when I see some of these wacky ads on Craigslist or on the internet that, you know, listen to my method, I could get you the gigs, and, you know, you'll never have to have a day job, and you'll make all this money, you know, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is, and it's usually too good to be legal. So be very, very careful and be smart, and never let anyone put you down, especially because if you had to supplement your income. You're a better person than they are when it comes to that, because you're showing that you're strong enough that you can handle it, and you look at reality. A person who does not look at reality, they will always put themselves in a hole because they live in dreamland. I'm sorry. That's the cold hard facts, and I'm not trying to offend anybody at all, but it really breaks my heart when I see people give this wacky advice. That's yesterday's dream. When we went back in the 1980s, yeah, we were all gigging. Everyone was making money in that. But guess what? No one's going out nowadays. The smoking ban, the DUI laws, a lot of people have CDL license. I have a CDL license, and I want to protect that. You know, always give yourself a way out in life. Always have that spare tire, and don't let anyone put you down for doing that. So I hope this video was helpful. I'm sorry it was a long video, and I really appreciate everyone that subscribes to my channel. If you like it, hit the like button with the thumbs up, and, you know, the bells and whistles and all that stuff. I'm still getting used to this. Send me some comments if you like this, and even if you don't like it, it's okay. I'm just start learning how to send comments back and reply and everything. My main goal with these videos is to try to share the experiences that I have. That's really what's happening. That's why you see me do this with my phone. And I mean, another reason is I don't know how to do any editing yet or anything like that. Not yet. I'll get, you know, used to that. But I like to keep things as real as possible because this is how it really is, and I never want to mislead anybody. So until next time, my friends, always keep it real and stay safe out there. And again, subscribe if you like this. And thank you so much for the support. It means everything. Take care until next video. Take care and God bless you. See you later. Bye-bye.